Is this working? I think so. Hi, welcome to the behind the scenes, I guess, of All Eyes on Me. I'm gonna so I released the big video where I showed everything, and then I'm gonna go scene by scene a little bit and show some of my effects that I've done. This scene is the Mountain of Insecurities, and I want to break it down. So let's watch it first. Beautiful. So there's a lot of different layers of effects here. I think here, let me hide the grid real quick. It's over in this one, I think. I don't know. Yeah. So there's a lot of different layered effects here, and yeah, I'm just gonna break it down. So the first thing, we'll start with the biggest one, the ocean. And so if I just, there we go. So the ocean is an ocean modifier, which you can see here. Oh, wait, hold on, I messed that up. Alright, so you can see here, we have it's just an ocean modifier tab. It's kind of cool. Here's all the settings if you want to recreate it for yourself. Oh, you don't need that one. And yeah, there they all are. And then it has a special material attached here where it pretty much just gets the Fresnel and the camera data and it adds it together and stuff to create that emission glow right here. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So it only glows when you're looking at it from the side, and so when you're looking at it from the camera, it has that cool effect. And so that's the ocean done. And then the mountain itself is quite a mess. I think this was actually generated by Blender itself, but essentially it's just a bunch of, there's a displacement modifier on it, but it's pretty much just a mountain that is yeah, it has a bunch of text on it. But this is not a texture, this is animated. And so it's pretty much just a bunch of there's projectors, they're everywhere. Let's see if we can find them. Yeah, these little disc things, they are projecting text onto it. And so if we look at down here, you can see what each message says, and there's a bunch of stuff like, you're not skinny enough, or you're so dramatic, or no one cares anymore, stuff like that. And we can actually isolate them too. So so we can go here. This is you're not skinny enough. This one here is no, you'll be alone forever. This one here is no one likes you. Stuff like this, and then no one cares anymore. And then this is the over dramatic one. Yeah, you're so over dramatic. And so it's all layered like this. And then it all gets combined together. And each text can move on its own. And so that's how, but on the mountain it's all displaced, and it's yeah. And the strongest ones glow better, and so that glows better. So that's the mountain. It's actually really simple. And then there's a displace modifier on it that just makes it all wonky. And then there's some lava drippy thingies that just they're animated. That's it. Then there we have the chains. The chains are an array modifier on top of a mesh. And so that allows me to rig them like this. So you can move them around and it all rigs and it all works together. This is done with, there's just a path or a line right here with some tie points up there, and then it's just all rigged. And so originally I was going to animate these moving around, when she pulled down, when she fell, they would constrict, but I didn't do that. I ended up doing it. So, and then there's a special material on there that has this transition of her, the orange is supposed to represent insecurity. So throughout the video you'll see it emanating from everything. When she's in the mirror, that's the color that transitions between her real self and what she sees herself. And at the end of the video, she turns into a version of herself. So in this version, the Twisted Alice is not who she is. She's this angel right here. And yeah, so that's used to convey insecurity, and so that's why as soon as it gets attached to the chain, it starts spreading down her skin, and then it takes over her. And so yeah. So that's how that effect works, and there's just a lot of like nodes. So if I go here, this is the glow material on to create that orangish look. And so it's just a noise texture with the max node. Nothing too complicated. The chain is, I think, a little bit more complicated, yeah. It pretty much takes a gradient right here, and then it goes through a bunch of stuff and makes it, yeah, makes it work. So there's a thing here. Is it that one, or is it, yeah, it's this one. So this is the thing that controls how much should affect her. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is how that's done. You'll notice the camera aspect ratio is like 9820 by 800 or by 1080, 920 by 1080. You know what I mean. While the rest of the video is at 1920 by 800. This is because I wanted this moment to feel different, and so what I did is I added black bars later in the video. And then, actually, I think I have them still. I use these as... Actually, I don't. Sad. But, yeah, so... The aspect ratio changes throughout the video. And you notice that if you were to take every scene and overlay it on top of each other, each scene changes aspect ratio very slowly, but you notice it. It's not like something that you consciously notice, but it's something that you subconsciously notice and affects how it is. Like in the scenes where she's insecure and the scenes where she's having a hard time, the aspect ratio shrinks and the screen gets smaller, but it's very subtly. And that kind of implies that it's uncomfortable and it's tight and it's not great. And so when this happens, it breaks, and so it literally breaks the bars open. It's kind of cool. And so yeah, that's the first time I've ever really done that. In the comeback video, I did have an aspect ratio change. But that was just for dramatic effect. This is, it helps tell the story. And yeah. So this thing's actually pretty simple. It's just a bunch of layered effects. The background, so this would look pretty bad, and I had an issue with the mountain blending in. And so what I ended up doing was just adding these like fog. So this is a fog shader that I modified heavily. And pretty much what it does is it can generate 3D volumetric fog without, you know, having to bake it. And so it just uses noise and all sorts of complicated math to replicate fog, and it works very well. Yeah. This is the old version. I just recently modified it. And so Alice is rigged like this, and she has her arm bones way up here, and they're parented to each bone like this. Not all the way, but just halfway. And so that kind of creates, like, resistance, you know? And so, yeah. And that's the scene. Hopefully you found it interesting. I know, it was interesting to animate. This scene took 2 days, I think. Well, like 7 hours, which is actually kind of a lot for me. But yeah, it's kind of cool. So I'm gonna end it here. Let me know which scenes you want me to do next. Just like, you know what, yeah. Bye.